Hi everyone and welcome to the very first post in the tap trading. Tap, as I have already elaborated it, is time and price. So when I say about tap trading, I was sitting for a long time, and for a very lengthy period of time I had this dream in my mind where I would launch all the knowledge that I had onto a platform. So probably first I thought maybe blogging, then I thought maybe videos, then I thought maybe podcasts and tweets. Finally I came to the conclusion, why not to make an effort to give this freely on all the platforms. Now see, the learning curve which comes up in training is very typical, I would say, as accustomed to many other professions that I have seen, because for first 5 to 7 years I do not think that there are traders who break even so easily. I would rather be confident that the amount of time spent in the industry, I've been there in the last 13 years, at least I was not profitable for the first 6 years, and most of the people whom I have met go beyond 7 years, 10 years just to break even. That is the amount of time, skill, knowledge it requires. You can get very lucky in the bull market and you can get very bogged down by the bear markets. Now to pursue education in such a field itself is a challenge, because there is no one book, there is no one strategy, there is nothing golden that you can do. Okay, it is only the typical good trader abilities boil down to only two things. Even if you have all the knowledge in the world, whatever I have, I tell you that I am going to share it directly from the source, because most of the time what I have found, people are not referring to books, people are not referring to the original books. I would say, you want to study Eliot, you study some other author's book instead of going to the original 100-page book. You want to study technical analysis, the first Bible of technical analysis is by John J. Murphy. Once you have 2 or 3 known great authors, study materials, you study them, you revise them, you apply it, then you filter out what has to be studied and what not has to be studied. So as I was saying, the only 2 things that boil down at last is, number 1, how good are you in your trading discipline? That is, are you taking your risk reward and are you putting your stop losses correctly? Are you willing to take that loss when your trade is in wrong direction and not willing to take it further? Maybe look for other opportunities. So is acceptance of failure of your trade, acceptable to you? Can you accept that loss and take it ahead? That is the first thing. And number 2 is conviction on your setup. Rather, I would say the conviction on your setup is number 1, and number 2 is how disciplined you are in taking your profits off the table and giving away the losses when you are seeing that it is not in your direction. ठीक है, तो जब तक आप ये 2 चीज़ नहीं करते हैं, आई एम स्विचिंग इन बिटवीन इंग्लिश एंड हिंदी हियर, तो मैंने देखा है कि बहुत मुश्किल है, बहुत ही मुश्किल है ये दो क्वालिटी ही आने में. टू कम अप टू दिस क्वालिटी, it takes a very, very long time. I guess that 5 to 7 years till you develop a kind of a intuition that, okay, this is probably what is market going to do. You have to be right on all the fronts. Market, you cannot time it just like that. You have to know certain, I would say how to read the market. That itself is a big challenge. What theory would you like to go? What candlesticks would you like to see? Is there a Gann method you would want? How? And the most important thing is timing. See, in investing, you can be a bit off if your stock selection is good. But in trading, at least, कम से कम ट्रेडिंग में टाइमिंग इज एवरीथिंग. टाइमिंग मैटर्स द मोस्ट. इससे ज़्यादा कुछ मैटर करता हो, आई हैव yet to see. If you can get the timing right, your conviction is in place, and you follow your trading discipline. अगर जब तक आप ये 3 नहीं कर पाते हो, until and unless you accomplish all 3 facets of this in trading, you are never going to make it. And this development of this skill is what takes the maximum time in somebody's trading career, is my observation. Okay, so just wanted to think, how should I start it? When should I start it? It has been there on my mind for a very long period of time. But eventually I decided to say, okay, at some point of time, it is a nice thing. There are people who charge, a lot of money for the courses. And I would not tell, because I would not tell that they are charging bad or they are doing their business. That is up to them. There is something unique about every kind of market that is there, whether it is the commodity market, whether it is the Indian market, whether it is the European or the US. Every country runs in its own cycles. So you need to be, you need to have people who are there in the business. Okay, at least they should be having some kind of track record, some kind of experience in the industry before you approach them. There is absolutely no harm in approaching people who can give certain amount of strategies, money, money making ideas and all, how to trade a direction, how if they give some more information about how to handle the markets and all. But the onus will finally rest on you. If you borrow somebody's idea, conviction, strategies, it is no longer theirs only. You should be ready to take full responsibility for the same when you apply it. People would generally take, एक strategy लिया, थोड़ा सा काम किया, उसके बाद नहीं काम किया, छोड़ दिया, then took another strategy. So there are various facets to trading. The environment will be rapidly changing. Sometimes the uncertainty will be high, sometimes the uncertainty is going to be very low. तो ऐसे कई सारे इवेंट्स एक के बाद एक चलते रहेंगे. Bull markets at their top, very peculiar, very typical type of stories keep coming. Unbelievable stories keep coming. And I believe timing the market is a very crucial game. If you cannot get out with profits on the table in a bull market, and you cannot make bear markets your friend, or try and understand when is the bear market likely to end so that I can buy, have a good size of portfolio, it is never going to work out. So there is a lot of hard work that comes in trading. Trading as such as a profession in India is very frowned upon, looked down upon. But if you are willing to put in the work, like any other profession, the amount of money, I do believe, can be phenomenal. It can be phenomenal. Many other aspects open up. People will come to you for seminars also. That is which makes a secondary income. And the trading community actually, as in India, because of many type of scams that have taken place earlier, also during Harshad Mehta, there were many. In fact, .com bubble burst when it happened. All the fake, growth stories and all, they got punctured. These type of cycles will keep repeating again and again and again. So if you find anyone giving good knowledge, try and take it. That is what my first, advice would be, to learn more and more and more, to understand the larger cycles, then get into the smaller cycles. There are two aspects, technical and fundamental. If you are an investor, you would like to see the fundamentals. If you are a, technical trader who just wants to take a trade, maybe on the up direction, down direction, maybe taking a bet on market, not moving anywhere. So, बहुत सारे aspects हैं इसके, है ना? And आपको हर बार कुछ ना कुछ, every time you will keep getting something or the other new. Market never ceases to amaze you. The moment you think you are on cloud 9 and everything is working for you, believe me, market will pull down into the mat and pull you down to the ground completely. So there are various aspects of it. various facets of it. I will try to dwell upon each one of them as I go forward, starting with cycles, starting with wave theory of Eliot, and I will be only referencing the original books that are there, so that जो author का translation है, that is not lost somewhere. Okay, so you look forward. I would be available on at least 4 platforms. I have decided for Spotify, I have decided for YouTube, decided for Twitter, now known as X, and obviously my blogging site that is there. So whatever medium suits an individual, maybe somebody would like to read, somebody would like to listen, somebody would like to actually see the video. So all sorts of communication and all would be there. And I'm looking forward how I can be of great use to the trading community. I will not make the first podcast very complex, because introducing terms that may not be suitable for everyone. I expect many age groups and many type of listeners to come as the subsequent months progress, and the course contents, which will be obviously freely available, keep increasing again and again and again, keep going above. Okay. For newcomers, I would tell you to be tuned and keep the focus on learning. The better you learn, one thing I would like to say, जब तक स्विमिंग पूल में पानी के अंदर नहीं घुसोगे तब तक स्विमिंग नहीं आएगा. You have to get into the water and swimming pool to learn. Even if I teach you every kind of theory, that is why I told you that at the end of every kind of course, syllabus, setup, strategies, everything, the weightage that I would give to the knowledge would be somewhere between 20 to 30%. Among the rest 70%, it is going to be probably 35% of your trading discipline, that you take the trade as per your setup. Once the stop loss is hit, you take out, you accept the loss. Once the profit is taken, you take the profit. And the rest 35% is going to be, without a doubt in my mind, is your conviction on your setup. So you study, make 2-3 great setups that suit your trading style, and after that you make your conviction on it, and then you accept the profit or the loss that comes to you. So looking forward for a great interaction ahead. Reach me out, the contact and all will be shared on every place. Thank you.